How y'all doing today? So, I'll get you on your toes with the first paragraph here. So, in the 5th century BC, a playwright called Aristophanes wrote a bawdy comedy in which the women of Greece withhold sex from their husbands in order to secure the end of the Peloponnesian War. Yeah, you're listening now, right? If the collective action led by Lysistrata had been real, it would be remembered today as the oldest labor strike in the history of the world. So my name is Brittany Shanahan, and I'm an organizer for National Improved Medicare for All, also known as Single Payer, with an organization called Healthcare is a Human Right. Coming here today, the most obvious topic that I could speak on would be the way in which the struggle over medical benefits has paralyzed the ability of labor unions to focus on improving worker safety and job security as opposed to maintaining access to health care benefits. It's a very real struggle. It's going on right now. Many days of the week, if you go down into the cafeteria below the Rayburn office, you'll see the UMW, and you'll see these other worker-led organizations that are trying to get back the healthcare benefits that were taken when their parent companies purposely went bankrupt. But I'm not going to talk about that. Instead, today I want to talk about how the privatized insurance system has failed women. In particular, working class mothers, immigrant workers, and the feminized, part-time, and service-oriented labor force in general. The uncompensated caring and mothering work that is done predominantly by women is work. And the traditional leftist solution of supporting them through the union benefits of their husbands is not enough. Women are overrepresented in low-wage and part-time work, meaning that they are less likely to have access to health insurance through their employers than men. According to economist Laura Dandria Tyson, women make up 75% of workers in the lowest paid occupations and about 60% of minimum wage workers. Over half of women in low-wage work are women of color. Meanwhile, a third of non-U.S. citizens in the state of Maryland remain uninsured today, even after the Affordable Care Act. And with 24% of women in the United States relying on their partner for health insurance as a dependent, it would be reasonable to suggest that there are hundreds of thousands of women in this country who remain with abusive partners in order to maintain access to health insurance. Women are already providing the critical health care of mothering, which is uncompensated. Meanwhile, the caring-focused labor of nurses around the country is routinely exploited. This is not a coincidence, and this is why the drive for nurses unions and the drive for single payer is almost the same movement. It is time to transition from a society that is focused on war and competition into a society that values caring. H.R. 676 would codify healthcare as a basic human right, regardless of citizenship status. Healthcare as a Human Right Maryland is a grassroots campaign based on the principle that healthcare is a basic right for everyone. We are currently focusing on federal legislation through H.R. 676, which, thanks to us and other pressure groups around the country, now has a majority of House Democrats as co-sponsors. We look forward to a bill that Senator Sanders intends to release next month for Medicare for All. Saying no to Trump is not enough to defeat fascism. We on the left must reclaim the future from neoliberalism and from the hard right. Medicare for All is the visionary platform that can unite all of us together. And I'm not saying that Obamacare is like bad and that if you benefited under Obamacare that you should lose your health insurance. Instead, I'm saying this is what Obamacare did. It looked at a bunch of people who didn't have health insurance and it gave it to some people. And they were like, it was an acknowledgement. You know, my mom always says the pie of success has enough room for everyone. And so Obamacare gave a larger slice of the pie to people who didn't have it. but it's not enough. It's not enough that I know people who aren't working so that they can stay on Medicaid because they have severe illnesses. It's not enough. And so the way I see it is Obama gave the small slice of pie, told us to eat that pie and be grateful for it, even if we were hungry afterwards or if there wasn't enough for us. What I'm here to say is that it's time for us to take the whole bakery. Yeah, so anyway, I'm over there. We're all for national improved Medicare for all. It's time for the left to reclaim the future, through a visionary platform. This is it. Let's start taking care of each other, and then once we've created a society based on caring, hopefully the world will begin to heal. Thank you. Yeah.